Do an about-face and get out of here.
Get out? Kate, I just got here.
Well, go home and call me on the telephone.
I can't call you. This is something I gotta say to you
Court,
face to
there's
face.
nothing that important. Now get out of here.
Yes, this is that important.
Court, all right, if you're gonna be stubborn, say what you have to say and then leave me alone,
Oh,
please.
you're calling me stubborn now. Is what...
Court, just say whatever you have to say and get out of here.
Well, fine. Kate, will you marry me?
What?
What, your hearing's going out too? You want me to say it louder? All right, fine. Kate Sanders, will you marry me?
Just testing the water to kind of see how I feel about the subject. I mean, you really did just ask me to marry you?
Yeah, I did, but now that I see what it takes to make you so beautiful, I think I'll take it all back. Thanks very much.
Stop teasing
Whoa,
me,
whoa, what?
What is so funny?
You are, Kate.
What?
Because I guess even a scientist is entitled to a few moments of vanity. Something we're just gonna have to get used to as husband and wife.
Husband? And you're not kidding. I mean, you don't take it all back.
No, beautiful, I don't.
Really?
I don't take it all back.
Then say it again.
Say what again?
A proposal, you big jerk.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Kate, will you please?
Yes!
Oh, well,
I will
what took
marry
you so
you.
long? Oh, come here, girl. I mean, there is a girl under all this goop, isn't there?
No, careful. I don't want to get this stuff all over you.
No more being careful for me. I love you, Kate.
I'd love you, too.
Dad, lunch is ready. Why don't you have a seat and relax?
Now, Mary Lynn, it's all right if you ask me about Vicky, you know.
You don't have to talk about it unless you want to.
There's not much to talk about. She's recovering very well, and she ought to be out of that bed any time now.
In her memory?
Oh, it's coming along nicely.
Nicely?
Well, she doesn't remember everything just yet, but it'll all come back.
Oh, Daddy.
It's all right, sweetheart. I'll be fine. Isn't going to be easy, but I suppose if Vicky can recover from a brush with death, I suppose I can recover from a little heartbreak.
I'm not going to ask you what she said.
Well, you don't have to. You can always tell how I'm feeling without asking.
It's because I love you, Daddy. And I always will.
Thank you, baby. I needed to hear that. You know, when I walked out of that hospital, there was just one place I wanted to go. You know where that was? Home. Home to my wonderful, caring daughter. I love you too, Princess. Never more than I do now.
What is this, Maria? Bribe money? Payoff money? There must be several $100,000 in there, Maria.
Obviously, I was on the way to the bank.
No, I don't think you can lie your way out of this one. You didn't come here to pick up Allison's things. You came here to pick up your money. Didn't you? You were here earlier. You were trying to buy Allison off to stop her from confessing to me.
Oh, Vicky, please, you are being ridiculous.
But she wouldn't go for it, would she, Maria? She went to meet me and you followed her, and that's exactly why you were in the parking lot when she was hit by the car.
I was in the parking lot because I was hoping to meet Tom.
You know, she confessed to me that she had an accomplice. You know that, don't you? She didn't put the wig in the trunk of my car. It is so obvious to me now that that is you.
It is obvious because that's what you want to believe. You'll do anything to not believe that it was Nicky Smith. Anyway, what motive would I have? I have no reason to want to help Allison.
You have a motive. You want my husband. You want the father of your son. Make him believe his wife is ill again. Destroy his marriage. Be there to comfort and to advise him. And eventually to win him.
You've got two choices, Maria. You can sit here and do nothing and just wait for the axe to fall. Or you can confront Vicky now before she has a chance to tell anyone what she remembers and hope for mercy. Well, that's one hell of a choice.
know, when you turned around and I saw all this goop all over your face, I said, whatever happened to that beautiful face that I fell in love with? And then I looked again. Oh, Lord, woman, you look more beautiful every time I see you.
Cord, listen to me for a minute.
If I have to.
When you proposed, you were very impulsive, and it was spur of the moment, and I want to make sure that you've really thought about it and that you're not going to change your mind.
Nope.
You sure?
Yes. Come here. Now look at me. I'm not laughing now. All right, I'm very serious. And I'm not out of breath. And I'm not out of my mind either. Kate, I love you. And I want to marry you like I wanted nothing else in my whole life. Well, don't you want the same thing?
Of course I do. I just want you to be absolutely certain.
Lord, how many times has a fella got to propose to you, girl?
I just can't help wondering if you're not rushing into this marriage to make up for the loss of Tina and the baby.
Who is the one who hates it when I'm always trying to psychoanalyze her?
I'm not doing that, Cord. I just want you to be absolutely sure that it's me you want and not something to take away your pain.
You know, Kate, you're a heck of a scientist. You really are. There are some things that you can overthink. And love is one of them. Now, in terms of me rushing into something, I think I learned the hard way that life is too short and too precious to waste a minute of it. If I've got a minute, or a year, or 100 years left, I know that I want to spend every second of that time with you, starting right here and right now.
Now? What if you had a ladder outside the window and a justice of the peace hidden in the car?
No, ma'am, no elopement for you. I figure we're going to raise enough eyebrows just by announcing our engagement. And when your family feels that the time is right, we'll go ahead and get married.
Cord, I do not live my life by my family's rules and regulations.
Yeah, I know that, but I think a few people are going to see me as a grieving widower just jumping into a second marriage. And I don't want them to see that. I want them to see a man who is very much in love with the most wonderful woman in the world.
You are so old-fashioned.
What does that translate into? I'm a hick and I always will be?
No, you are special and loving and honest. The rarest species on the earth.
And that's your expert opinion, huh?
Hey, listen, if you don't want to take my word for it, I want you to know that my grandmother has taken to you, and that is no small feat, believe me.
You mean old Liz likes me now?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, girl, we gotta get married then. Fate has seen to that.
I should get that.
That's what butlers are for.
You learn awfully quick for a hick.
Yes, hicks know a lot of things.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Kate, but there's a gentleman here to see you.
No need to exaggerate, partner. She knows what I am.
What are you doing here, Max?
Save me a lot of trouble finding you two together. I got some questions I need to ask you. I really need your help.
Yeah, well, if you don't mind, we're in the middle of an important...
Will you just hear me out?
Please, don't start anything, especially not today.
What's so special about today?
Why not, Kate? He's gonna find out sooner or later. Besides, I'm so happy right now, I want everybody to know.
Cord has asked me to marry him, and I have accepted.
Dad, I know this isn't a good time, but I may not get a better one. There's something that I need to ask you.
Oh, it's about Vicky, sweetheart. There's not much more to tell you.
It's about my mother.
You know, honey, forgive me, I really don't feel much like lunch right now. I appreciate you going to all this trouble, but perhaps we can have it later on, okay?
You can walk out of the room, but you can't walk away from the question. Dad, there is no evidence of my mother's death.
All I have to go on is your word that she died in a car crash.
I see, and my word's not good enough, is that it?
I want to believe you, but you don't make it easy.
I see, but Squeak did make it easy for you. Sweetheart, he was a convicted felon. The only reason he brought up all this nonsense about your mother being alive is he's trying to make trouble for me, that's all. And what happened? He made trouble for himself, that's all. So much trouble he's dead now.
I realized that he was evil and an arsonist and everything else.
Then why do you take his word above mine? You know the sort of person he was. So stop giving credence to his malicious gossip, will you?
It's more than gossip, Dad. He had the letter signed by Carol dated 2 years after you said she died.
I told you, Squeak forged that letter. Oh, Mary Lynn, honey, I know it's difficult to accept the reality of this, but your mother died when you were 2 years old, right?
Why don't you have anything to remember her by? There are no photographs of her, not even a simple snapshot. It's as if she never existed.
Oh, your mother hated having her picture taken, huh?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me, Dad. How do you explain this?
Where'd you find that?
It's a family photo album, isn't it? Why shouldn't I want to look through it? Even if it's filled with blank spaces.
Blank space. Well, look, sweetheart, we've moved around so much, the pictures probably fell out.
Or maybe they were removed. Dad, please.
No, I'm sorry. The subject is closed.
Well, not for me, it isn't. I have hired a detective.
Larry. I don't think Tom's ever going to forgive me.
But Vicky, Tom's a friend. He knows you didn't try to hurt him.
I know, but what about Clint? I told Tom that I couldn't turn my back on my husband, but what if my husband turns his back on me?
Honey, Clint loves you. He always has. He always will.
But I wouldn't blame him if he never forgave me for turning to Tom when I lost my memory.
Okay, let's see here. Now, you could blame yourself for getting Tom's hopes up. And you could blame yourself for wounding Clint's pride. Or you could stop blaming yourself for everything that happened over which you had no control.
But I was responsible, Larry.
Your aneurysm was responsible for the amnesia. Everything that happened after that was a result of that.
But I should have known better.
Sweetheart, you are human, not an angel. Now, the important thing is the aneurysm has been repaired, and you must go on with your life. For your children, for Clint, for your friends, for yourself. Vicky, tell me about this memory thing. How's that going?
Oh, well, the 8 years that I lost seem to be slowly fading back in. It's strange, though. There are things that I want very much to remember, things that I feel are very important, and yet as much as I want to remember them, I'm almost afraid to.
All right, well, don't push. Just take it easy. Those things will all come back at their own sweet time. In the meantime, you'll find it easier to adjust with each memory, adjust more easily to the life you have here and now.
To hear you talk, I've got nothing in the world to worry about. Tell the truth, you just want me out of here, right? You need the bed?
No. I'm just trying to get you to stop imagining problems where there aren't any. Now, the important thing is to get your strength back, and then, yeah, we need the bed. We would like you to get out of here.
Oh, Larry. Can I ever tell you just how much you mean to me?
Come on. We go back too many years for us to be keeping score of who owes who what.
Maybe, but I think it would take me more than a lifetime to repay you for all your support, and I don't mean just as a doctor, but as a dear, as a loving friend. Oh, Larry, if there's ever anything I can do for you, ever.
Yeah, there is. You can get some rest, get some sleep, relax.
Is that an order?
Yeah, you got it, kid. Doctor's orders. See you later. Maria?
Oh,
Aren't
hi
you in
there.
bed?
Well, I thought it might be a good idea if I walked around a little bit.
Yeah, the lounge is over there.
Well, I also thought I might drop in on Vicky and see how she's doing. You know, like one fellow patient to another.
I see.
Oh, if it's a bad time, I could come back later.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think this is a bad time, at least until she gets her strength back and her memory.
Well, Larry, you make it sound as though I'd be a burden to Vicky.
All I can tell you, Maria, is that you're the last person she needs to see right now. At least wait till she gets her strength back, then she can make that decision for herself.
You're the doctor. I'll take your word for it.
And I think you should.
Well, what do you know? That didn't take long.
Oh, and just what could you be implying by that?
Not a damn thing. Just looks like I'm the only one left to take care of Tina's memory since you chose to forget so easily.
Please stop, you two. Max, I know how it must look. It's awfully sudden. But Tina is dead. I mean, we saw her go over the falls.
You did see her.
Yeah. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm really not into bigamy. And that's exactly what would be happening if I were engaged to Kate and Tina were still alive.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not quite your style. Hey, look, I'm sorry for getting riled. It's none of my business about your marriage. My best wishes.
Thank you.
You said you had some questions to ask us?
Yeah, I got in some trouble down in Buenos Aires. One of Dante Medina's men claims I'm part of the cocoa processing operation along with Medina and Jamie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I barely got out of that country. Anyway, I thought maybe Jamie told you something or something I could use as evidence, maybe to help me out.
No, everything happened so fast. I saw him at the riverbank, fired the shots, and he was gone.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured you'd say.
I'm sorry. Maybe my father has some connections that could help you.
That's right. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Well, congratulations. I'm sure you two will be very happy.
Oh, that is awful. Imagine being victimized by those people and then blamed for it.
Yeah, well, he wanted something else.
What?
I don't know, Kate. But he knew damn well what happened to Tina when she went over the falls. And he also knew that there was nothing that you could do to help him out of his predicament in Argentina.
Oh, you just don't like Max, so you're naturally suspicious.
Maybe. But there is one thing I know for sure.
Oh, yeah? What is that?
That I've got my arms around the most beautiful, wonderful woman in the world. And I don't intend to ever let her go.
Oh, I don't know. It's going to make it awfully tough for me to wiggle into my wedding dress.
Yeah, but think of all the fun we could have trying. We got a lot of things to think about, girl. You want to have a big wedding or a small one?
Big decisions. I don't know. I mean, are you sure you want to go through with this?
You just watch me.
Private detective. Well, that's a waste of his time and your money.
There remains to be seen.
Oh, sweetheart, there is no mystery here. There is no smoking gun for a private eye to uncover. Your mother is dead and buried.
If that's so, then why isn't there a death certificate for her in the whole state of Texas?
What are you talking about?
The detective told me that as far as the state of Texas is concerned, there is no record of her death.
Well, state governments can make mistakes. Who knows? There might have been a fire in the archives, or one of the bureaucrats spilled his coffee on the microfilm.
Oh, Dad,
Now,
please.
come on, Mary Lynn, don't be naive. When you're dealing with the state governments, bureaucracies, anything's possible.
Look, we can end all of this right now if you'll just show me a copy of her death certificate.
Sweetheart, that's not something I carry around in my wallet. After your mother died, I didn't want things around to remind me of the tragedy.
All right. But don't you think it's a little incredible that the state of Texas doesn't have a record of her death either?
See what you're telling me now? You sure believe some private detective and a bureaucrat down in Texas, but you don't believe me.
How can I? When you refuse to give me any kind of proof.
Sweetheart, I'm your father. I love you. Isn't that enough?
And I love you too, but no, it is not enough. It is not enough.
Mary Lynn. Mary Lynn, you come back here. Information. Could you please give me the number of the state records office in Austin, Texas? Thank you.
Vicky or the kids or you?
You seem pretty darn happy yourself, and I don't think it's all about Vicky.
Well, I guess you're getting to know your son pretty well now. Hell, my feet haven't touched the ground since yesterday, Clint, because I had a little talk with Kate, and I asked her to marry me, and she said yes.
Well, you son of a gun. So that's why you're grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier for you.
Well, thanks, Clint. I was hoping you'd say something like that.
Well, you didn't have doubts, did you? You know how I feel about Kate, and I am happy for you.
Well, good. Happy is a word that hasn't been said around this house enough lately, but not anymore. Kate and me, we're going to start this new life together. And you and Vicky, too. You're going to get back together now that she's got her memory, and the two of you are going to pick up right where you left off, right?
So that's your hotshot assignment for me, huh? Digging through the local fauna, trying to find those diamonds before somebody sees me? Sorry, I don't think that's my style.
Look, I need those diamonds to get out of town. And once I have them, you and the rest of Landview won't have to ever see me again.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think once I get those diamonds and give them to you, you're gonna kill me right then and there. So why don't I just close my eyes and let you shoot me now?
I told you I don't want to kill you.
Funny. I can't think of anything I'd rather do than kill you. If it weren't for you, Tina would have never gone near those Iguazu Falls, and she and the baby would still be alive.
You're a smart guy. You're sadly mistaken. I didn't kill Tina Roberts.
I was there, Jamie. I know what you did.
You don't know nothing, Holden. For your information, Tina Roberts is very much alive.
I got your message, Max. What's up? You all right?
You want the truth? I'm desperate, Stevie. The only one that can help me.
I can keep looking. You two have other things to do.
John, I'm the one that's suspected starting this fire. Now, I've got to prove them wrong.
And if I help, we'll get through this a lot faster.
All right, well, just remember the smallest clue could be the lead that we're looking for.
Okay. Hey, what about this?
What do you got?
What is it?
I thought you said this place was unoccupied.
Well, what?
Well, somebody's been eating here.
You know, I found some footprints here last week, and I told Rafe about it, but the police thought that it was just a drifter, and then they assumed that it was Squeak Sheldon.
Well, whoever our mystery guest was, he had a sweet tooth for imported chocolate. Squeak was just out of prison. He couldn't have been in South America.
Rafe, I never said she did it.
Yeah, but you said Delilah could have had a reason for wanting to burn down the factory. What if there's someone else who had a motive, Andy? Somebody that we haven't considered yet? What is this plant doing here?
Don't ask me. Ask our new commissioner. It's his office they're doing the makeover for.
Well, how does Pete expect us to get any work done around here with this thing always in the way?
Rafe, let's face it. The problem is not the plant.
You're going to tell me that it's my stubborn defense of my wife, right? Well, I got news for you, Andy.
It's Max Holden. The more I look at this case, the more I keep coming back to him.
What are you getting at?
I assumed Delilah was using Max as an alibi so that nobody could place her at the scene of the fire. But what if it was the other way around?
That Max used that lunch with Delilah as his alibi?
I don't know why it took me so long to consider it. But what does Max Holden have to do with that fire?
You got me. But it's more likely that he was up to something than my wife was having an affair with him, or that she hired some guy to destroy her life's work.
I'm with you, but we still have a problem. How do we find out the truth?
Who do we know who has been in South America lately?
Well, everyone that was involved in the drug bust in Argentina.
Except Tina and Jamie Sanders, of course.
No, I'm not excluding anybody.
Oh, come on, John. Even if there are such things as ghosts, let's hope you finally stop craving chocolate after you die.
Oh, that's funny, Cassie. But I think one day in this business you'll realize that without a body, nobody's dead.
According to the paper, the man who shot Jamie said that he saw him fall into the river. Now, there's no way that he could have survived.
Well, now, if that was anybody but my nephew, I would agree with you.
Why don't we stick with a less gothic choice like Jamie's sister? Kate, she was down there, so was Cord and his mother.
I think we can cross those names off the list.
So do I.
Which leaves us with one name, that of Max Holden.
That's impossible.
Hey, come on, Delilah. You said yourself that he expressed an interest in you getting your factory back off the ground.
Yeah, he expressed a sincere, honest interest. Now, why would Max want to burn this building down before he even made the investment?
Well, this is great. We've got the names of 4 honest people in a chocolate tin. Now what?
But we do have one name we haven't crossed off the list, and it's far from honest.
Jamie.
Okay, let's say Jamie is alive. What reason would he have to come back to Landview, let alone Delilah's factory?
He needed a place to hide. Now, if this place was unoccupied, it was a great place.
Okay, that explains the footprints and the silverware, but what about Squeak's body and the fire? The fire!
What if the fire wasn't started as a crime? What if it was started to cover up another crime?
Like the murder of Squeak Sheldon. It's very good, Cassie.
We're talking a lot of ifs here, though. Like, how would Jamie, dead or alive, be connected with someone like Squeak?
We'll try this one on for size. The last person to see Jamie alive was the one that was having that convenient lunch with Delilah.
Max Holden, I told you, he's not involved in this.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right. But we won't know that for sure until I talk to him.
Wrong. Until we talk to him. Okay, let's go.
We'll talk to you later.
I should have known the only time you want to see me is when you need something.
It's a matter of life and death.
Whose life? Whose death?
I can't tell you.
When will I ever learn?
Steve, all I can tell you is this. There's something hidden in this hotel, and I have to find it.
Oh, great, Max. A scavenger hunt. What's the treasure, huh? A Boy Scout knife? A pair of underpants?
Diamonds. Hey, you may not believe this, but they were stashed in a potted plant here at the inn, and we've got to find them.
Oh, we've got to find them, huh? What do you think? I just got off the bus from Sticksville. These diamonds are hot, right? And you want me to get involved with you. Well, thanks, but no thanks.
Look, I don't want to fence them. I just have to find them.
Well, thank you for making that important distinction. I'll be sure and tell the warden.
Why don't you just get off your high horse for once in your life and act like a brother?
Oh, this is great. You giving me lessons about brotherly love? Fine, let's start with the ranch that went under and me asking you for help.
Okay, fine, I let you down. Maybe I let you down a lot of times, but this is different. If I don't find it, someone may die.
Someone like you?
No. An innocent party. Someone who never did you any harm.
Max, if even half of this is true, go to the police.
I can't. They'll kill her.
Her? Max, who is this innocent party?
She may mean very little to you, but she means everything to me.
It may just be orange juice, but the sentiment is pure champagne. Congratulations, son.
Well, thank you, Clint. You know, you still haven't answered my question.
You know what? Let's get the cook to whip us up a big old down-home breakfast, and we'll chow down and talk about your wedding plans.
Clint, I'd kind of like to talk about your plans with Vicky for when she comes home.
Cord, you know, it's pretty doggone soon after Vicky has just started to recover. I think we're just going to have to wait and see.
Wait and see. Clint, you're the one who's always hit me with this positive thinking. You know, seize the moment, forget about the past, let's just go ahead with the future. Why don't you just start practicing what you preach?
Let's not spoil a happy occasion.
Clint, you should be happy too. And there's some reason that you're not. And I think I'm starting to get the idea why. You mind if I take a wild stab at it? All right. Everybody thinks that Vicky's recovering from her operation, and now she's going to get her memory back, so the two of you are going to get back together. I mean, hell, up until a few minutes ago, I was assuming the same thing myself.
It's a logical assumption.
Yeah. But logic really doesn't have that much to do with feelings. And feelings is what we're talking about here. Your feelings, Clint. Everybody's kind of forgotten about those in these past few days. What with Vicky going in for the operation and now her coming out of the coma.
So, I got feelings, so everybody's got feelings, so what?
So, what if what the world is assuming to be true is not necessarily what you want? That's it, isn't it, Clint? You're not really sure that you want to get back together with Vicky, are you? Clint, if I'm wrong, if I'm way off target, just tell me, and I'll mind my own business.
No, you're not off target. Matter of fact, you hit a bullseye.
I was hoping that I was be wrong.
I love Vicky. I've never stopped loving Vicky. It's just that
it's not easy to forget everything that's happened, right? You know, your love for Vicky has cost you a lot personally, Clint.
Damn it, Cord, no matter how hard I try to forget, I just can't erase the memories. Nikki Smith, Jessica's kidnapping, Vicky rejecting me for Tom.
Clint, nobody said you had to forget those things.
But I have to get them behind me. I have to work past them, Cord. Don't you see that? And the memories are still so damn fresh now that I don't know if things can ever get back to being the way they were between me and Vicky. And I suppose that makes me an ingrate with you, doesn't it?
No, Clint, I'm not thinking any such thing.
I prayed for Vicky to recover. And Vicky's recovering. And now I discover that I've got all these doubts.
Well, then maybe you got another prayer to say, Clint. Maybe you should pray for the power of understanding and forgiveness. See, I really tried to work things out with Tina. I couldn't. It was too late for us because of the people we were. But it's not too late for you and Vicky.
Thanks. We appreciate any information you can give us. They're putting the computer on the name Max Holden.
Thanks, Andy.
Hey, it's all part of the job.
I mean, for putting up with a cop who sometimes lets his feelings get in the way of his objectivity.
Well, we were asking your wife some pretty tough questions. You're entitled to get your back up.
Maybe. But you kept digging. Kept asking questions. I just want you to know that I appreciate it.
Well, what choice did I have? You'll manage to make police captain, and I want to stay on your good side if that happens.
That's what I like, a man of principles.
We're still on talking terms?
Least I can do for a guy who ran into a burning building to save my life. I owe you one.
Well, let's hope we never get to that.
Never will. You let me know if the computer comes up with any new info on Holden, huh?
Where are you off to?
I need to patch something up.
I am probably out of my mind. But all right, I'll see what I can do.
Steve, thanks.
Yeah, well, don't get your hopes up. I'm just going to check into all the plants we've been moving around here at the inn, but that does not guarantee that I'm going to find any diamonds.
Yeah, but at least now we've got a fighting chance, and I promise you, I'm not going to get you any deeper in this mess.
Well, if it isn't the Holden brothers. Hey, John, Cassie, hi.
Hi, Steve.
You met my brother Max, right?
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot about you, but how you doing?
Okay. Look, I was just leaving.
Listen, not on our account, please.
Well, Cassie, this saves a phone call. After our date the other night at the Little Egypt Club, I thought maybe we could try someplace else. How about it?
Yeah, we did have fun the other night, didn't we?
Well, I know I did.
Well, belly dancers aren't really my style. I prefer something a little more intimate.
Well, how about lunch then? That is, if you're free.
Today?
That's a great idea, Steve, but maybe you don't realize how seriously Cassie takes her work. You see, just this morning I was telling her to take
Lunch
the day off.
would be great, Steve.
Great. Good. Well, if you're heading back to your office now, I'll give you a call and we can set up a place. John, nice to see you again. Then Max, I'll talk to you.
Bye.
Like I said, I've got things to do.
No, really, don't rush off.
Yeah, now that we accidentally bumped into you, we have a couple questions for you.
Accidentally, huh? What kind of questions?
Oh, about Buenos Aires, and how it connects to a certain fire, in a certain factory, in Landview.
Clint, I'm not trying to pass any kind of judgment here. I'm just here to listen.
To what? Listen to what? To some fella who's supposed to welcome his wife back into his life with open arms? To a fella who promised to restore her to the safety and security of her family? Well, just where is that fella, Cord? Tell me, just where the hell is that fella?
I'm looking right at him.
I think you got too high an opinion of me.
Clint, I know how much you love Vicky, and I know how much you want to welcome her back home.
A part of me does. A part of me does. But what about the other part, Cord? What about the part that keeps asking the questions? You know, am I just welcoming her back into my arms because that's what's expected of me? I mean, we were the perfect couple once, so we're supposed to be the perfect couple again? No matter about the questions and the doubts and the problems and the history?
And you're not so sure that that's possible?
I know it'd be a damn sight more possible if I could do it with a free conscience instead of with this guilt hanging over my head.
Come on, what have you got to feel guilty about?
What about the doubts and the questions?
Those are natural, Clint. Come on, if you didn't have those kind of feelings, you'd be some kind of a robot.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind right now being some kind of robot. No choices, no decisions, no consequences.
No heart.
Fine. Fine. At least I'd have some peace of mind. Cord, I just don't know if I can risk giving my heart and soul to the lady again and letting her shove it back in my face again and reject me again.
Clint, when you saw Vicky after she first came out of her coma, did she reject you again?
Her voice was very weak, Cord.
What did she say?
She said, I love you.
Clint, there is your answer. Now, what are you doing borrowing trouble, huh?
You know, when she said that, my heart swelled up the size of a basketball. I mean, I thought I was going to pop the buttons on my shirt. But then I got to wondering, Cord, did Vicky know who she was talking to? Or did she really mean to say those words to Tom Dennison?
How does a fire in a Lambview factory have anything to do with what's going on in Argentina?
Well, that's the thing about criminal investigations, Max. Sometimes they don't make any sense. But then sometimes out of the blue, a clue comes along that makes it like taking candy from a baby. Chocolate candy. Cass?
Exhibit A. Look familiar, Max?
A tin of Spanish chocolates.
Spanish.
Made in Argentina, only written in Spanish.
Well, imagine that. I wonder how it happened to get Delilah's factory.
Well, you're the private eye. Why don't you tell me?
Max, the police think that somehow Delilah arranged for the fire in the factory.
Oh, that is a crock. All she wants to do is design dresses and sell them. She's not interested in any kind of insurance scam.
Yeah, well, we feel the same way. That's why we want to find out who did set the fire.
Well, I thought they had the guy, and he had a prison record as long as your arm.
Squeak Sheldon? He had to be working for somebody.
Me?
No one's accusing you of anything, Max.
Could have fooled me.
Well, if you're not guilty, you sure seem awfully nervous.
Maybe I just don't like getting grilled about crimes I didn't commit.
Hey, well, whoever did commit this crime was awful intelligent. You see, the chances are that he bumped off Sheldon and then started the fire to make it look like arson.
Sounds like something Jamie Sanders would do.
Very good, Cassie. But then again, as we all know, Jamie Sanders is dead. Right, Max?
That's what Enrico said. Said he shot him, saw him go in the river.
Cassie, maybe you should get back to the office, huh? You don't want to be late for Steve's phone call.
No, I'd much rather... Actually, I am looking forward to a nice interlude. Excuse me.
Look, I don't know what game you two are playing, but I got better.
Max, she's gone now. So you can let her with me.
What do you think I've been doing?
Hey, listen, I've been studying faces for a long time, pal. I can spot a liar a mile off. I'm going to give you one more chance to tell me everything you know. And I do mean everything.
I didn't do it, I swear. Oh. Sorry, Mr. Holden. I guess I must have dozed off.
Well, you must have been out for a while, long enough to have a couple of bad dreams.
I swear I wasn't dozing off on the job. But to be honest with you, I did spend the night here last night.
Well, there are things called motels in this town and a couple of boarding houses, too.
Yes, sir, I know. But there's also a thing called poverty. I just figured that the suite would be vacant until I got the work finished.
So you figured you'd crash here for a while, nobody'd be the wiser, huh?
You don't have to fire me. I'll leave quietly.
Mike, wait. I know what it feels like to be in a strange town with nothing in your pockets but pockets. It happened to me a few weeks ago.
You, Mr. Holden? How did you manage?
Well, I got lucky. So anyway, I guess I can't blame you for stealing a little sleep the only way you could.
Then you're not going to fire me?
Yeah, I am. If you don't do a good job, now pick up your brush and get to work.
Thanks.
Hello. Any messages? Thank you. Gee, I don't see anything here from Mr. Steve Holden. Oh, but then those would be for you, wouldn't they?
I thought it was the other Holden we were worried about.
Yeah, so did I, but apparently I was wrong.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'll return these phone calls.
If you've got something to say, just say it.
All right, Cassie. Today when we were checking out Delilah's factory, you made a big grandstand play about wanting to be part of the investigation.
What grandstand play? I am part of it.
Well, sure, when it fits into your busy schedule. But then someone like Steve Holden comes along and flashes a credit card at you, and bam, you want to go off to lunch with him.
I don't believe this. You practically dragged me out of the Vernon Inn so I wouldn't miss his call.
So what are you saying? That you're not looking forward to going to lunch with him?
No, I'm looking forward to my lunch with Steve. I just haven't forgotten about his brother, either.
Yeah, well, you can forget about him, believe me.
I don't know. Max seemed awfully anxious to avoid our questions earlier.
Well, after you left, he let his guard down. You might say we had a man-to-man talk.
And?
And the bottom line is he knows nothing about Jamie.
Maybe. But I think we ought to keep on him. Max Holden definitely seems to be hiding a secret or two.
Cassie, I've already checked him out. Now, why don't you go powder your pretty little nose and get ready for the other Holden brother. Max is clean.
got real talent there, Jamie. You ever think going straight and doing this as a professional?
You're a riot. Did you find the stones or didn't you?
I didn't get a chance. Your uncle and his gal Friday buttonholed me with a bunch of questions.
Well, what did he say?
Don't worry about it.
My uncle is a private detective. When he starts nosing around, I worry.
He was having his doubts about what happened down in Argentina, okay?
Well, what kind of doubts? What kind of doubts?
He wanted to know if I thought you were really dead.
If you opened your mouth and told him anything, I promise you, Tina is as
Why don't
good
you
as
just
dead.
hold your horses, huh? I handled him.
How?
I told him there was no chance I would have stopped hunting you if I thought you were still alive.
Did he buy it?
Why not? It's the truth. Tina's dead, past, present, or future. You'll die, too.
Okay, that's fine, hotshot. You got my uncle off your back. Now maybe you better look for the diamonds.
Right, boss? Oh, and by the way, next time you go into hiding, don't leave chocolates lying around.
Chocolates?
The imported kind from Argentina. Your uncle found a burnt tin of the stuff lying around in Delilah's factory.
What makes you think they belong to me?
The same thing that makes me think that you're the one that torched the place.
Max Holden?
Yeah, Max Holden. Who wants to know?
Andy Moore, Landview Police. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Look, Detective, I just got done answering a bunch of questions for some hot-shot private investigator. I'll tell you what I told him. I don't know anything about a fire at Delilah Buchanan's factory.
Good for you. Now you can tell me about a warrant for your arrest in Argentina. I just spoke to the Buenos Aires police, and they want you bad, Max. Something about coca leaves.
It was a business lunch, that's all. Please. You have to believe me.
Well, Pete and Andy think it was a lot more.
Well, I don't give a damn what Pete and Andy think.
Delilah, they suspect you of hiring an arsonist and using Max as an alibi.
That's so crazy. If I had hired an arsonist to burn down my building so I could get insurance money, I would have used you as an alibi and not Max Holden. Honey, I am sorry. I'm so sorry about this whole thing, but these accusations are absurd.
Your lies aren't helping to clear things up.
I'm telling you the truth now. I am. Please, I should have been honest with you, and I wasn't. I'm sorry.
Why weren't you? That's what I can't understand.
Because I was afraid. I was so afraid that I would lose.
You're not making any sense.
Well, let me try to explain it to you then.
Now, Joan, I don't want to hear anymore.
No, please listen to me.
Now, look, I just got to be alone. I got to think this through by myself, all right? Mrs. Sampson said I'd find you here. There's something we have to settle between us. Here and now.